this is MJ, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful cabled hat. I'll be showing you how to make our baby toddler size, and the yarn that I'm using is Mary Maxim Starlet. It's a worsted weight yarn, but it is on the heavier side of a worsted, and the color I'll be using today is light aqua. You'll need 2 hook sizes for this pattern, a 4.5 millimeter for the band and a 5.5 millimeter for the cable section. And these are streamline hooks from Furls Crochet, and I will have links for the yarn and the hooks in the description box. This is an intermediate to advanced level pattern due to the cable. You will need to know how to do a front post double crochet as well as a front post treble crochet. You can slow this video down by clicking on the gear icon and adjusting the speed if you're finding that I'm going too quickly. But if you are new to cables, you may find this one a little bit tricky. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. But if you are familiar with those stitches and you want to give it a try, a hat is definitely a great place to start. So we're going to begin with a magic ring. Take the yarn, wrapping it around your index finger 3 times. Take your hook, slide it through all 3 loops, taking your first loop, pulling it through, chain 2, and now I'm going to work 10 double crochet in the ring. Once you have 10 stitches, just move your work out of the way. You're going to take your tail, pull, and you're going to see only 1 loop has pulled in. Take that loop, give it a tug, then take your tail, pull, and now you'll have a nice tight circle. We're going to slip stitch in our starting double crochet to join, chain 1, and that won't be included as a stitch, and we're going to begin into our front post double crochet pattern. So we will be increasing by going around each of your stitches twice. So yarn over, go around the post of the double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over, go around the post of the double crochet, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So work 2 around each post of the double crochet. So I'm going to complete that around. You'll be increasing to 20 stitches. Once you've worked all the way around, we're going to slip stitch in the top of our first front post double to join, chain 1, and we will continue to increase. We're going to be increasing up to 50 stitches. So we're going to work a front post double on our first stitch and then 2 on the next. 1, 2. So our pattern is 1 and then 2. And this round you will go up another 10 stitches, so you'll increase to 30. We'll slip stitch in our first front post double to join, chain 1, and now we'll work a front post double crochet on the next 2, and then 2 on the next. And this will be our repeat pattern this time. Okay, so 1 on each of the next 2, and then 2 on the next, increasing up to 40 stitches. Okay, so once you've worked all the way around, we're going to slip stitch in the top of the first front post to join, chain 1, and now our increase will be 1 on each of the next 3. And then 2 on the next. And it's really easy to see because you kind of, when you've overlapped the last row, you see almost this little V here. The second one will be the stitch that you're doubling up again. And this will increase us to the 50 stitches that we need. So I'm just going to continue with my increase pattern around. Okay, I'm going to slip stitch to join, chain 1, and we're going to begin into our cabling pattern now. So we're going to skip our first three stitches, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to yarn over twice because now we're going to do a front post treble. So around the next, through 2, let me do that again. So yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice. And around the next. Yarn over twice, and now we need to go back into those first 3 stitches that we skipped. So starting with the first, yarn over twice, yarn over twice, and now we're going to work a front post double on the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. So this is a 9-stitch cable. Now in the next stitch, we're going to work an extended single crochet. So we're going through, pull up each loop, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. And then we're going to jump right into the next cable, and we're going to just repeat this pattern all the way around. So we're skipping these next 3 and a front post treble in the next 3. And then working over top, we're going to go back and work a front post treble on those 3 skipped stitches. Okay, then we're going to work a front post double in the next, on the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, and an extended single crochet in the next. So I'm going to repeat that now all the way around. Okay, so I'm ending with an extended single crochet in the last stitch. I'm going to slip stitch in the top here of that first front post treble to join, chain 1. This round's a little bit easier. We're just going to be working front post double crochets across those 9 stitches of the cable. And just make sure that you count and that you don't miss any of the stitches that are tucked underneath. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a front post or an extended single crochet in the next. Okay, so just repeat that all the way around. Okay, so I ended with the extended single crochet. We're going to slip stitch in the first front post double crochet to join, chain 1, and now we're going to go into the 3rd round of the cable. This will be probably the trickiest round to get the hang of, so I'll try and work through it fairly slow. We're going to work a front post double in the first 3. 1, 2, 3. So that part's easy. Now we're going to skip the next 3, work a front post treble in the next 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. So now this is the tricky part. We have to go in behind this time rather than on top. If we went on top again, you're not going to get the twisting, the intertwined look of these cables. So we have to go in behind. So I like to yarn over twice first, pull my stitches sort of to the front so I can see these 3 post stitches I need to work into. We're going to go back to the first one, working that front post treble. Find the second one. And the third. Then an extended single crochet in the next. And I like to just pull my work now just to make sure that it's looking right. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So a front post double, speed this one up a little bit. Then we're going to cross these ones over. So skip 3, work a front post treble in the next 3. Yarn over twice, push my work to the front and find those 3 skip stitches. Okay, so repeat that all the way around. Okay, so you're ending with your extended single and we are slip stitching to join, chain 1. So now this is the 4th round of the cable and it's the same as round 2, which is easy. We're just working front post double crochets around the 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I always like to count so that I don't forget a stitch and an extended single crochet in the next. Okay, so you're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so once you finish that round, what you're going to do now is repeat rounds, the cable rounds. So the 4 rounds of the cable. So the rounds from when we started, so I guess it would start at round 6, 7, 8, 9. So rounds 6 through 9, I would like you to repeat them again. And then you're going to repeat round 6 and 7. So we're not going to do a full other repeat. So basically we want 1 full repeat and then 1/2 of the repeat. And then we'll work on the band. So that's all the cabling section you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and work those rounds off camera. I've already worked through them with you, so you can rewind and watch if you need to do another repeat and then your 1/2 of the repeat for the next time. Okay, so I've finished my rounds of cable and now I'm just going to work a round of single crochet. So chain 1 and work single crochets in every stitch around for a total of 50. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch to join and now we can change to the smaller hook and we're going to chain out a total of 15. So we'll work a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain so that we have a total of 14 stitches. And then when we've worked all the way down, you're going to skip the stitch that first stitch, which there is a slip stitch in it. So we're going to slip stitch in the next two and then turn, and we'll work, first we'll skip those slip stitches that we just made, and then we'll work single crochets through the back loop only. It's a good idea to count because you should have 14 and you don't want to lose track as you go. And we'll chain one and turn and then continue working back down the row, working single crochets in the back loop only. So now once you've worked down 14, we're going to slip stitch into the next two stitches. So you want to see here, there's a slip stitch in this one. So we're not working into that one. We want to go into the next two. Turn, and we're just going to keep repeating. We skip the slip stitches and just complete working this all the way around. So this will be the ribbed band that we're going to be able to flip over like this. So I'm going to continue working it all the way around. You should have 50 rows for the 50 stitches we have. And you can count your ridges to help keep you on track. So for every ridge, there's 2 rows. So I'm starting on the 4th here, but it just helps to make sure that you have completed the right number of rows, because if you do too many, it's going to look odd, or if you do too few. So you may, making sure that you're slip stitching into those correct stitches as you go and keeping on track that your rows and your stitches are equal. So once I get that finished, I'll meet you back up, show you how to slip stitch, and then we'll add a pom-pom and a personalized tag. Okay, so once you finish working the band, you're just going to slip stitch it together. Now, I forgot and finished this without showing you, so I am going to pop up another little clip just showing how to slip stitch the band together. It's a different project, but it's the exact same method. So I'm just going to show that in the following clip, and then I just slip stitch, fastened off and just wove in my end. So the slip stitch seam is here, and then when you fold the hat, you don't even notice it. So I'm just going to pop up that next clip. So now you can add some finishing touches. So I'm going to put one of my personalized tags. I'm going to sew it to the front, and I will have linked in the description box where you can get these. So I purchased mine from brickbubble.ca. There's lots of different styles. I kind of like this square style for the front of hats. I think it looks really nice. And I'm just going to take one of my smaller yarn needles, or a needle that is used for thread, a sewing needle. And I like to get started over in the corner. I'm going to leave a tail for knotting, and then I'm just going to weave through the holes that are already made. Sometimes what I do is just push it up through the hat, and then I'll find the hole just to make it a little bit easier, because I'm not always good at sticking it right up through the hole. You can stick it up right through the hole, that's great, but if not, just do this, and then you can kind of fiddle a little bit easier. So I'm just going to work that all the way around. Okay, once you get all the way around, I ended up with a little more thread than I needed, but all I do is just knot this at the back. You can weave your tails to hide them or just trim them. You're not going to see that once it's folded over. So you just want to take your snap and sew it to the top of the hat. I then use my blow dryer to fluff the pom-pom, and that just makes it look nice after it's been packaged, and they're usually pretty squished. So I just sew that to the top. I knot and trim the tails, and then you can just snap your pom-pom to the top of the hat. So you can see how nice that looks once I've given it a nice blow dry, and you can snap it off then for washing the hat. The smaller hat, I used a 4.3 inch size pom-pom, and generally for the larger hats, I go with a 5 inch or a 6 inch pom-pom, sometimes depending on what color I'm picking, it can come in different sizes, but I'll make sure to link those for you as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tap the bell to stay updated on all my new videos and tutorials. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome day.